I tried to record this in OBS, but for some reason OBS was not in the mood to be recording audio right now from my microphone. So instead, we're doing it live. We're doing it old school. This is the cute girls doing cute things tier list, and these are the cute girls, and they're doing cute things, and I'm gonna tier list them. So, just to clarify, some of these, this is a problem with the website that I don't know how they've never fixed it. For example, this one, can you see right here? The heads are cut off, so I have no idea, like just the way this image is cropped, I have no idea what this show is. And some of them are just like that, and I guess we just have to deal with it. So let's get started. We're going to be ranking them from God tier all the way down to trash tier / haven't seen. And we're going to start off with Gabriel Dropout. I think Gabriel Dropout, I have pretty good memories of it. I'm going to put it in great tier, and here's why. Firstly, I'm just a sucker for like stinky neat girl archetype. I think the character designs are good. I think Satania is like a very iconic character. There's a reason she's stuck around as a meme on 4chan all this time. She's just a very well conceived iconic character and very funny. The show is just consistently pretty funny. Depending on how the rest of this chart goes, I may end up moving this down to good but not great tier, depending on how like competitive this stuff gets, but for now I'm going to put it in great tier and we'll see. This one, I recognize the thumbnail. I've seen this on Mal definitely, but I haven't actually watched the show. I don't remember what it's called, so I haven't seen that one. Now this is Kiniro Mosaic. It's alright. It's fine. It's not really very, like, the jokes don't hit most of the time. Like the funnies aren't funny, which is obviously a problem for a comedy focused show. The characters are fairly forgettable, even if they have some sort of personality gimmick. The only one I can remember is the girl whose gimmick is that she's British, and the rest of the characters I couldn't tell you anything about them. I've completely forgotten them. Completely forgettable. I barely remember anything that happens in the show. It's not terrible. I mean, I watched the whole thing, but it's just completely forgettable and not particularly anything good. This is Sky Girls. I actually haven't seen it yet. Hinako Note. By the way, if you haven't seen how tier lists work, because this took me a while to figure out, within each line, the closer it is to this side, the further up it is. So like, right now, like if I put Hinako Note here, that means this is better than this. That's how I'm going to be using this chart anyway. They're not all ranked the same. So even within a line, Kiniro Mosaic is better than Hinako Note. Hinako Note, I'm almost tempted to put in trash tier. The things that I actually dropped it. The things that bring it back from trash tier are the character designs are very cute. The main girl's voice acting and performance and her whole gimmick is very cute. I like the way that it becomes like chibi quite often, and the character designs. There's some jokes I remember from the show that I remember working. However, overall the show is pretty boring and not very memorable at all. But the other thing that's great about the show is the OP is weird in like all sorts of weird fucking time signatures. It's just a really weird song, and I like that. I like the OP a lot. So I have to give the show some points to that. I can't put it quite in trash. I wouldn't call it trash. This is New Game. I've seen this show. I don't really remember it. I don't think it was very good. I don't remember hating it. I guess I could put it in alright / mediocre as well, because I don't remember hating it. I'm pretty sure I finished it, but also, once again, completely not memorable. I can't tell you anything about it. I don't really remember it at all. I don't remember any of the characters or really anything they do or anything like that. But I did finish it, so I guess it's not that bad. I would probably put it worse than Hinako no, yeah. Galaxy Angel, it's good, but not great. It's weird as fuck. The pacing is all over the place. The tone is all over the place. It's pretty hit and miss. Or hit or miss. But overall it has a lot of charm and a lot of soul. And the character designs are really good. The performances are all really good. The animation, it has its ups and downs, but It's funny. It's weird. It has like a lot of. It just feels like it has a lot of soul put into it. Like a lot of people, it's just very happy being completely its own sort of thing, and that's good. I believe this is Ayura. I'm gonna put this in alright / mediocre. I think it's probably about the same as Kiniro Mosaic. Ayura has half-length episodes, which is probably the only notable thing about it. Overall, I enjoyed it, but I don't. I think the half-length episodes do it a lot of justice. I don't think it would have been. I think I might have dropped it if it was as long as a normal show because it doesn't have that much going for it. But the fact that it's half-length episode means that I can sort of give that a pass because it's just shorter, which I think is good. Kofuku Graffiti, I watched the first episode of and then had to stop watching because it was just making me hungry, and at the time I was on a diet. So there you go. Haven't seen it. I am not entirely sure what this show is. Yeah, I can't tell. It doesn't look familiar to me. If anyone in the comments knows what this is, here, I'll zoom in on it so you can see. If anyone knows what show this is, I'm going to be asking you this for a few of them. If anyone knows what show this is, please tell me in the comments, because I'm not sure and I'm always curious to find new cute girl shows. This, I believe, is this Idolmaster? I can't tell. I'm not sure what that show is. I think this is GJ Boo. This is actually one of the first cute girl shows I ever saw. I think that... Oh no, that's Sancha Sanyo, right? Sancha Sanyo? I think that's what that is. Either way, I'm going to put it in alright / mediocre. It's probably the best in the... Hello? Okay, well, I guess we're... There we go. I remember having a really good time watching it, although that was a long time ago, but I remember the characters being really interesting, or not really interesting, but just... they stuck with me for some reason. Yeah. First anime I ever took a screenshot of to post on an internet forum for a funny screenshot. Bamboo Blade I haven't seen. I believe this is Upote. Upote is kind of shit. I'm not a gun guy, so I don't get a lot of the jokes, but having talked to gun guys about this show, even they don't seem to like it very much. It's just not very funny. It's kind of boring, kind of just one note. It's very one note, I think I would say. I believe this is 2-car. I haven't seen 2-car yet, so I can't rate it. A certain scientific railgun. I don't know why they put this in cute girl shows lists. It's not a cute girl show, and I refuse to accept that it's a cute girl show. But it's good, but not great. This is my general opinion on the Raildex series. It's good, but not great. I remember, I think it's Railgun that has the one arc where the bad guy is actually like very sympathetic and almost clearly in the right. I don't remember which series it's in of which show, but yeah. Obviously it has a lot going for it. The world is very well established in this universe. Like all of the power levels and stuff is generally good, and the characters are all very well fleshed out. It's a pretty technically well made show. The problems really come from, in my opinion, it not diving deep enough into its own weird lore shit. Index does this more so than Railgun. Like Railgun's kind of more of a character focused thing, which I don't think is the show's strength. But then the problem with Index is that every single arc ends with the main guy just punches the guy, and that's how he wins, because he has the strongest power. Whereas Railgun has to have more interesting conflicts. So I feel like they kind of balance out there, but either way I'm not the biggest fan, nor the biggest hater of the Raildex series. I also haven't seen all of it yet, but I plan to one day. This is Wakaba Girl. I think this goes straight into the forgettable level. It's not as forgettable as Hinako Note in my opinion, but it's just so generic and one note that, like, honestly, I barely even register it as existing. I'm not sure what the show is, and I don't think I would have seen it because it looks like a idol show. Tamako Market, great. Maybe even God tier. I'm gonna save it in great tier for now. It's obviously same director as K-On!, Yamada Naoko. I don't know what else there is to say. The animation is top notch. The environment it's set in, the shopping arcade, is just like a super. It just seems like a super nice place to be. All of the people who live in the shopping arcade are like great, interesting personalities. The main girl is like super cute. It's incredibly animated, very expressive animation. And then the follow-up Hinako Love Story movie is also really good. A lot of people say that it kind of falls apart in the second half of the show. I don't really agree, but I don't think it ever really reaches the highs that K-On! Reaches. This is Rokubu. I'm going to put Rokubu right at the back of the good but not great tier. Maybe at the... Actually, you know what? I'm going to put it right at the front of the mediocre tier. Actually, you know what? I don't know why I'm doing this. Mainly because I really like the character designs. I think the character designs are super aesthetic. But actually the show sucks. I don't know why I put it so high. I just was looking at it and I was like, man, I love these character designs. And I remembered the show is fucking awful. I might even put it in trash. The show is really, I couldn't finish it. It's really not very good. I mean, you know what? I'm putting it right back here. It's not quite as bad as Upote. Like, it has some charm. Like, there are some scenes that I look back on and I remember them fondly. But honestly, the whole thing is like very clearly a vehicle for lolly fan service, which is fine in my opinion. But the problem is the times when it's not doing that, it's not being a slice of life comedy. Instead, it's a weird like sports shonen, like takes itself way too fucking seriously, way over dramatic thing. And I don't know why they did that. It's just a really weird choice and it doesn't work. Gochiusa. More like God Chiusa. One of the best shows ever made. Amazing cast of characters, amazing setting. You can tell that the show is very memorable because there are still daily threads about this on A to this day. Just everything about it just works. It's one of the most diabetes of the diabetes shows. Like of all of the of many of the shows on this list, many of them have some other element to them. Gochiusa is one of the shows that just goes the hardest into like nothing happens. It's just cute girls doing cute things. It's almost experimental in that sense, like in its complete disregard for having a narrative. And I think the way that it just goes so hard into doing one thing and one thing really well, it's just great. And all of the characters are like super endearing. It may not be like the most funny laugh out loud show of all time, but it's also not trying to be. Like it's supposed to be sort of light comedy while you just hang out with these characters, and the characters are so likable that you just want to hang out with them. Their character designs are all iconic. All of the performances are, some of the best in the game. The animation sometimes takes a dip, but is generally good enough that you don't notice it. I mean, if you want to know my opinions, this is my wallpaper. Okay, you don't need anything. I could just stop there. It's one of the best shows ever. Shirobako, I liked a lot when I watched it, but I think thinking back on it, I would like it much less now. I'm gonna put it towards the top of alright mediocre. Yeah, I just, looking back on it, like a lot of the stuff feels kind of forced or feels kind of over the top, but not sort of self-justified. Although it has some good parts and it's definitely a good look behind the scenes of the anime industry, it's better as like an information dump to learn how anime gets made, rather than as a like actual cute girl show. I think I would rate it higher if this weren't a cute girls list, but as a cute girl show, I don't think it goes that well. What the fuck is... Why do I recognize this? I recognize these faces, but I don't remember what show this is from. I'm going to put this in haven't seen just because I can't tell what show this is. I have no idea what that is. Hidamari Sketch. The goated of the goated. This is, in my opinion, the best anime ever made. It's fighting for the top spot of best show ever made. I don't even know where to begin on how amazing Hidamari Sketch is. It's just the best. Everything about it is amazing. Every season is amazing, and everything about every season is amazing, and everything about every episode is amazing, and everything about every character is amazing. It's just the best. It's just the best. Like, where do I even start? It's just watch it. That's all I'm gonna say. Just watch the show. I'm not sure what that show is. I'm also not sure what that show is. Love Live, I think, is pretty trash. I think it's K-On! Without the soul. I think there's sort of one kind of neat moment in I've only seen the first season of Love Live, and spoiler alert, one of the big twist in the first season is that they spend like the first half, I think, of the season hyping up that they're going to play their first show, right? They're going to do their first gig, and they train and train and train for it, and then when the day comes, no one shows up, and that's the big twist, is like, oh, no one showed up, and then it's supposed to be this sort of heartwarming thing where they have fun and they perform anyway, because what they really like is just performing music and hanging out together as friends, and so on, rather than just doing it for attention. The problem is that the show sucks, the characters are boring, and the music's really fucking awful. This also looks familiar to me, but I'm not sure what it is. If anyone can... This looks interesting though, so if anyone can tell me what that show is... I'm gonna zoom in. If anyone can tell me what that show is, I would be grateful. Can't quite tell what it is. Also this show. This looks so familiar to me, but I just can't quite place it. Gunsmith Cats. Gunsmith Cats is great. Great. Although it's weird to call it a cute girls doing cute things show. It's more of like an 80s action comedy show, OVA. But it is really good. The animation quality, it's like famous for having really good animation quality. I think it's like one of those must-watch anime for anyone who's like fairly new to anime. Like, it's just a classic. It's funny. It's got great action, great animation, great, like, it's just really solid. Plastic Naysan, I think, is really funny. I think it's one of the funniest anime. It's got a lot of like meta humor. It's one of the more like straight up comedy on this list. Like it's sort of twisting the formula. Like, you know, there are various different elements of cute girls doing cute things that go from like just focusing on drama to just focusing on like, from the general moe triangle is like drama, comedy, and just like moe slice of life stuff, where like Gochiyusa goes hard on the slice of life stuff. Hidamari is like tending towards the slice of life stuff, but it's generally good all round. Something like Rokubu goes hard on the drama. Love Live also goes pretty hard on the drama. Plastic Naysan goes super hard on the comedy, and it works. It's really funny. I know this anime, but I haven't seen it. I think this is this that one about like the weird environmentalist show about the girl who's like a god? I think I watched the first episode of this and dropped it. I didn't like it, but I might be thinking of a different show, so I'm going to put that in didn't watch. Pani Pony Dash. I'm going to put it in God tier. It's also goes really hard on the comedy more than any of the other elements, but the style of comedy in Pani Pony Dash is not like any other anime or really any other piece of media that I've ever seen. It's it's extremely surrealist and like experimental in the way it's directed, in the style of humor. It's very absurdist. Um, the characters, there's like 50 characters, and all of them have like are like unique and memorable. Um, there there are yeah, the art style is just great, and on top of that, Becky is very cute. Once again, I recognize this fucking show, but I don't remember what it is. I feel like I've seen this before. Can anyone tell me what this show is? I really feel this really feels familiar to me. But I can't tell what it is. I can't remember. Oops. Tonani no Kyuketsuki-san. I'm gonna put it in good but not great tier. It's a slice of life show about a vampire lolly, and I'm a fan of the vampire lolly characters, so I watched it. I think it has great character designs. It also goes kind of harder on the Yuri than a lot of these other shows, which I think is good. I like Yuri. And it has some generally like funny moments, some decent slice of life stuff, but I feel like the show's main problem is that it doesn't have enough stuff for the girls to do. Like a lot of these other shows, especially the really good ones, like they tend to focus in on some specific element, right? Whereas Kyuketsuki-san kind of feels like it's all over the place. It doesn't feel as like it has anything it's trying to say, like it has any sort of central thesis or something that ties everything together. It just feels kind of aimless. It feels like it's just kind of all over the place, and that can leave it feeling a little boring from time to time. Show by Rock, I'm going to put it pretty far back in the alright medium. There needs to be a tier in between these two where it's like, you know what, I can just make one. Bad. One that's, this is like a 5 out of 10, this is like a 3 or 4, this is a 1. That's how I'm thinking of it, right? So let's move some of these from the back. What's the beginning of the bad tier? I'm going to put Show by Rock. I think these are the beginning of the... Wait, what did I just do? What just happened? Okay, I don't know what I just did. I think I just had a stroke. But anyway, yeah, Show by Rock I think is not very good. I just think it's really boring. Like, there's not much to say. I watched it because it has a great aesthetic, and I watched all of it, and I had to force myself to keep watching because it was just really fucking boring, and none of the characters are interesting, and they don't do anything interesting. Mitsubishi Colors is good, but not great. I'm going to put it here. I'm actually going to switch these two around. No, I'm not going to switch those two. Maybe I am. Mitsubishi Colors is very funny. Has very memorable characters. They get up to a lot of wacky hijinks. A lot of sort of absurd kid humor. It's one of those. It really captures sort of like childhood innocence, but not really innocence. Like, it captures a sort of something about being a kid that's hard to explain that I really appreciated. Even if it's not amazing, like it's never that funny. It's never like that heartwarming or anything. It just has a lot of moments where I think back on that show and I'm just like, yeah, I had a good time watching that. I'm gonna make some enemies here. I do not like Saki. I think Saki kind of sucks. I think it's fucking boring. I think it's way too overly dramatic, and I don't care about any of the drama. Like, this is one of the problems that anime just always has for me, which is that, like, they think that they can make you endeared to a character by putting them in drama, when really what you have to do is make someone endeared to a character first, then put them in drama. And Saki just goes all in on the melodrama from episode 1, and oh man, I did not like that. I did not like that one bit, and it's all like the most generic anime bullshit melodrama possible that is like just so childish and uninteresting to me. No. Nichijou, great, almost god tier. Maybe like here. It's one of the funniest shows ever made, in my opinion. It's fucking hilarious from episode 1 all the way to the end. It's really funny. It has a unique art style. It has like some like unique characters that interact with each other in fun ways, and the animation quality is off the fucking charts. It's a great show. I'm running low on battery here, so fuck, what am I gonna do? Can I plug myself in? I have a charger here. Oh shit, this is not the right charger. What do I do? Quick. Okay, I've plugged it in. I hope that is fine. Where were we? Oh yeah, Nichijou. It's great. Okay, Gako Gurashi. We're putting this in trash tier. The first episode is... I'm gonna... You know what? If you haven't seen Gako Gurashi and you don't know anything about it, I would actually recommend watching the first episode if you don't know anything about it. If you know the gimmick of the show, then there's literally no point in watching it, because the only interesting or good part about the show is the twist at the end of the first episode. Once you get past the twist at the end of the first episode, the whole show has nothing to give. It's just like not an interesting take on its genre at all. It's a really boring take on its genre with nothing to say. It just sucks. And it also goes way too hard on the melodrama for no reason. Not sure what this show is. Anyone knows? Again, tell me in the comments. Bakuon. I'm going to put it in alright/mediocre. I'm going to put it towards the top of alright/mediocre. It's the only anime I've ever seen that has a Top Gear reference in it. It's Cute Girls Do Motorcycle Club. It's one of the 3 different Cute Girls Do Motorbikes anime, in 2-Car, which is already on the list here, and Super Cub, which I haven't seen. But it's generally funny, but I felt like the show started to go downhill towards the middle. It sort of lost me. It sort of felt like it had done all that it could do, and it started to feel kind of played out. Like the characters were sort of rehashing the same few interactions over and over. Yeah, but it's worth watching just for being as unique as it is. It's a pretty unique show. Next up, this is Gakuen Utopia Manabi Strait. I'm going to put this straight into great tier. It's also a very unique show. Fairly early cute girl show. I believe it's UFO Table. It has like unique character designs that you haven't seen anywhere else. Things that look like this, and the whole show just has a great aesthetic. It kind of bounces between tones very rapidly, as these early UFO Table shows tend to do. Between arcs, like each arc just kind of has a completely different tone, but it works weirdly. Like you kind of just have to give yourself over to the show and just accept that it's a bit weird, and then it works. I'm actually gonna put Tamako Market here, I've decided. But anyway, yeah, just very endearing characters who you want to see succeed, and yeah. I haven't seen Sword Art Naruto. Komodo Friends, also great tier. I don't even know what to say about Komodo Friends. It's, once again, unique, not just for its aesthetic style, but the plot. I'm sure you know if you've seen it. It has like its own, like an interesting tone. It just, and it's weirdly, like, just addictive. Like, you just want to keep watching for some reason. It's just a fascinating, weird little show. Lucky Star, obviously god tier. I think it's the best first episode of any media ever. It's just legendary. There's nothing that I can say about Lucky Star that hasn't already been said. It's just a fucking classic, legendary show. I am not sure what this is. I recognize it. Is this like Taddy Taddy or something? I think I've seen this on Now, but I don't think I've actually seen the anime. Umaru-chan I haven't seen, but I am not particularly interested in seeing it because I've heard a lot of bad things. Slow Start, it's alright, / mediocre. I like the character designs and the animation style, like it has very expressive animation. I might put it a bit higher up actually. It has very expressive animation and all the characters are pretty endearing, but overall, like as a show, it doesn't work that well. Like the joke, it's not really very funny, and it's generally quite cute, but not like enough to just, it's not like Gotcha Yusa where you just want to keep watching just to see the cute girls do the cute things. Like it's not quite on that level. It might, it's, I don't know, it's pretty alright. It's pretty alright. It's at like the higher end of alright, which is where I've put it. I think I have better memories on it looking back than because I actually didn't, like when I watched it I gave it a pretty low rating and said I didn't like it very much, but thinking back on it I think I was too harsh. I'm not sure what this show is. Is this Oh Maidens in Your Savage Season? I don't know, but I haven't seen it. I'm also not sure what this show is. Anne Happy, it's somewhere between bad and trash. I'm gonna put it in bad. It's not like offensive to me, but it's not good. It's not funny. The characters, like the only interesting thing is the gimmick of the characters. Like it's kind of neat, but it just doesn't really work as a show in my opinion. Like it's just not funny. You don't really want to watch the characters interact, and the elements of drama they introduce just like straight up miss the mark in my opinion. Girls in Panzer, I'll put it in good but not great. It's just my opinion. I don't know why I keep saying that. I know a lot of people really like this show. I just wasn't super into it. I mean, I didn't hate it. I thought it was good, but I didn't really think it was like the best thing I'd ever seen or anything. It's obviously a weird gimmick for a show, a weird concept, but it plays out very well and feels quite natural. I think it's good. I'm gonna start speeding up because there's a lot to get through. Mitsudomoe, I'm also gonna put it in good but not great tier. It's generally pretty funny, but it kind of gets a bit samey after a while. That starts repeating jokes a lot that just get less funny every time they're repeated. But it is generally pretty funny. Mainly a comedy focused anime. Yuri Yuri, I'm gonna put that in great tier. And I'm gonna put it. I would have put this in God tier a few years ago. It was one of the first cute girl shows I watched, but upon rewatching it, it's lost its charm for me. It's still funny and it's still good, and the Yuri still works, but it just doesn't quite match up to the better shows that I've seen since I first watched it. I can't tell what the show is. No fucking clue. Nanoha? What Nanoha is this? It's just the whole Nanoha franchise. Nanoha's weird because it's better as a concept than it is as an anime. Like I in terms of everything about Nanoha that isn't the show, I fucking love it. But in terms of the actual anime, I'm indifferent towards it except for Vivid Strike, which I quite like. Vivid Strike is on this list, so we'll get to that. But I like some of Nanoha, and I kind of find some of Nanoha pretty boring and uninteresting, or downright bad at some parts, kind of cringe almost. But the cringe, maybe cringe is too harsh, but I'm gonna put it in. But in terms of like the idea behind Nanoha, of this like otaku, like the ultimate otaku magical girl show, that is like actually a magical girl show and not like some, it's a twisted dark fucking subversion. No, it's just an actual magical girl show. Like that's good. So I'm gonna put it in good but not great, just as a balancing it out. Yuyushiki, I fucking love Yuyushiki. I'm gonna put it in great. I think it's a great show. Yuyushiki is like a mixture between K-On! And Lucky Star. A mixture between Yuri Yuri and Lucky Star. It's like halfway between them. Uh, it's very funny. It has like its own unique brand of comedy, which is kind of Lucky Star-ish, also kind of Yuri Yuri-ish. Um, the character designs are weird, and that's neat. The OP and ED are cool. Um, it's a good show. Can't tell what that is. GA, I've only seen the first 2 episodes of. I enjoyed them, but I don't feel comfortable giving the whole show a rating based off that. This is... crack my neck. Take You. I fucking love Take You. I think it's one of the funniest anime ever made. If not the funniest anime ever made. It will test your reading speed because it goes extremely fast. But I think it's a genius show. Like, even if one of the jokes doesn't miss, you have to wait precisely 1 second until the next joke comes. It's just like bam, 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 super fast-paced jokes. There's like 9 seasons, but each episode is only like 3 minutes long, so you can blast through the whole thing in a day. It's just fantastic. It's just really fucking funny. And like unique. Like it just has, it's just its own thing, and I think that's great. Dragon Maid, I like Dragon Maid. It's on the lower end of great tier. Looking back on it, I like it less than I did when I watched it and it was being very hyped. Like when I tried to watch season 2 and I immediately didn't like it, it kind of made me rethink my opinions on season 1. But I did like it a lot as I was watching it. It's just my opinions looking back on it are a bit lower. Once again, no fucking clue what this is. It's just legs. If anyone knows what any of these shows are, if someone wants to timestamp me and just tell me what the shows I missed are, that would be great. I think this is probably Bang Dream. I haven't seen it. Not sure what that is. Azumanga Daioh. Do I even need to say it? It's god tier. It's goated. The OG, arguably. I think this is exactly how I would... Like, to me, Azumanga Daioh and Lucky Star are sort of interchangeable in that they're both as good as each other. Like, yeah, I could go either way on which one's better. I'm going to put it in this order just because fuck you. What can I even say about Azumanga Daioh? It's just... there's a reason it's still talked about to this day. Joshidaku I haven't seen. K-On! I'm going to put it right at the top of great tier. Actually, no, I'm going to put it in god tier. Yeah, I'll put it here. Weirdly, I've kind of grown to like K-On! Less, even though I haven't rewatched it. Just like looking back on it, it's just becomes a little less memorable to me compared to some of the other shows. Almost like it feels like it's a little too not like compare K-On! To like the 4 greats, what I would imagine are like the 4 greatest cute girl shows. Like K-On! Just doesn't quite go as far as any of them in the nothing happens department, you know? Not to say that's on itself a bad thing, but it's just like, I feel like the fact that it has a plot kind of takes away from it for me. Not really, because the plot is good, and obviously I'm still putting it in god tier. Like, the differences between the shows in this tier are like 0.1, like then they're not really notable. The differences like in quality between these shows, they're all god tier, but yeah, I just looking back on K-On! Don't quite give it the like best of all time goated status that I would have given it a while ago compared to how I think of Hidamari Sketch and these other ones. Alien 9, I'm putting it in great tier, towards the top of great tier. Weird that they're calling it a cute girls doing cute things show, because I would not call those cute things, but It's a good show. It's a 4 episode OVA, and it's fucking weird as hell. It's notable for being really weird and experimental, and but it has a great it has a great unique tone to it that I haven't really seen anything else come close to. Prisma. I have seen way more Prisma than anyone should watch, and let's be honest, it's fucking bad. It's not a good anything. Nothing about it is good. The only good, there's so many problems with Prisma. I don't even know where to start. I have forced for some reason, I got it in my head at some point that like it would be epic to have watched all of Prisma. Not like I'm gonna have fun watching all of Prisma. I thought, wouldn't it be funny if someone went to my profile and I had watched all of Prisma despite not giving it a good score? Like that was my logic, and it's stupid logic, and that you should not do that. But I've watched almost all of Prisma. I've watched like 4 seasons of Prisma, and almost none of it was good. The beginning of the first season is genuinely pretty good. It's funny, it's interesting, it's kind of, it's just good. It's well animated, it's well directed, etc. The first few episodes of the first season. Then it goes completely off the rails into this like boring as fuck fight scene full of melodrama that goes on for like 5 episodes and is completely pointless, meaningless, and if you haven't seen the rest of Fate, which I haven't seen the rest of Fate, it just doesn't really make much sense at all. I don't understand why they did that. And it sucks. And the first time I watched it, I dropped it there. But I tried to rewatch it again and forced myself to sit through it, and it did not get any better. Then the other seasons are also bad. Some of them focus more on the Yuri elements, but they're all full of bullshit melodrama that is pointless and doesn't go anywhere and is just shoveled in to make conflict happen in the show, which is stupid because there are shows up here that don't have any conflict. However, and don't take this the wrong way, in my opinion, the best part of the show is the onsen OVA. Now, hear me out. It's not because of the fan service. Sorry, it's not just because of the fan service, but it's also the only part of the show where they just let the cute girls just hang out and not force melodrama or random annoying like colorless fight scenes happen for no reason, right? Like it's an actual slice of life for like 1 episode, and that's a good episode. I believe this is Tamayura. Tamayura, I'm watching the second season, but the first season of Tamayura, or rather, the first season of Tamayura is an OVA, which I honestly liked, but I would have put it in like good but not great. But Tamayura Hitotose, which is, I guess, technically the second season, but the first season is an OVA, not really a season, so it's the first like season. I don't know, it's confusing. But Tamayura Hitotose and Tamayura More Aggressive, which I'm watching right now, are fucking goated. Again, just because I haven't seen all of it, I can't put it quite as good as these other shows where I've seen every season. Then again, like Gochiyusa, I'm only counting the shows, I'm not counting the movie Dear My Sister, which I did not like at all. But I digress. I also haven't seen all of the Hidamari sketch specials. I know, it's crazy. But yeah, Tamayura is really good. It's where do I even start? It's just super duper comfy, super Iyashike comfy vibes. The characters are all incredibly endearing, and the production's great, the voice acting's great, the animation's good enough and expressive, which is important. The setting is like super comfy. It's just a great show. And even though it does sometimes dive into drama, it makes sure that you care about the characters first before putting them in dramatic situations. And then those dramatic situations don't feel forced. They feel like they don't just come out of nowhere like some of these other shows. Like they flow naturally. They come to resolution that makes sense, and characters grow because of them. I'm pretty sure this is the Cute Girls Get Drunk show. I haven't seen it. I am not sure what this show is, but that looks interesting. This girl has like a duck pillow that she's hugging. Please, if anyone knows what this show is, tell me, because that looks really interesting and I would like to watch it. I think this is A Place Further Than the Universe. I'm not sure, but I can see that it says Girls Are, but I don't know what that is. I haven't seen A Place Further Than the Universe. I don't know what that is. This is Anime Yell. I haven't seen it. This is the one about the small people, something Tomikochi. I've seen the first episode of this, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like it that much, just to be real with you, but I'm gonna put it in haven't seen, because I've only seen the first episode and that doesn't count. I believe this is the Ping Pong Girls anime. I quite liked this. I'm gonna put it in good but not great tier. It's fun. It's just good fun. It's not like amazing, mind blowing, but it's really good fun anime. A channel, it's alright. It's smack dab in I think it's maybe the most mediocre Cute Girl show. It's just smack dab in the middle of mediocre. Not bad, not great. Dojin Work, surprisingly, I haven't seen it. I would have expected myself to have seen this by now, but I actually haven't seen Dojin Work. I believe this is Super Cub. I haven't seen it. Aria, the first season, God tier. The second season, mostly God tier. And then it slips into some melodrama towards the end. And so then when I finished the second season, and it had kind of slipped, like the last few episodes had kind of gone melodrama-y, and I didn't like that, it made me not want to watch the third season. Even though a lot of people say the third season is the best part of the show, and this is not to say that the second season is bad. Some of my favourite episodes were from the first half of the second season. In fact, my favourite episode was I think like the second or third episode of the second season. But if you haven't seen Aria, it has like a super unique setting, a very Iyashikei calming, relaxing tone, just like a really interesting world to explore, and all of the characters are very interesting and cute, and yeah, it's a good show. I'm not sure what that is. Is this Flip Flappers? I can't tell, but I haven't seen it. I have not seen that either. I've seen the first episode of this show. I forget what it's called, but yeah, I watched the first episode, and then after I finished it, I realized I wasn't in the mood to watch an anime, and so I never got back to it. But I will eventually. I liked the first episode, so I will definitely get back to it eventually, but I just never finished it. Hibiki Euphonium. It's, again, some of these shows, like, Hibiki Euphonium has the aesthetic of a cute girls doing cute things show, but it is kind of not. It's kind of a drama show, but it is pretty good. I think it's good. I think it's at the top end of good but not great, just in my personal preference of like what I like in anime. Like I can appreciate that it's, I'm gonna put it in the bottom end of great tier. Just again, and also the first season in my opinion is much better than the second season. Which is weird to say because I feel like not much changes in terms of tone or anything between the seasons, but I just much preferred the set. Maybe because I watched them in a row and I was kind of burnt out by the end of the second season, so maybe I'm just biased because of that. But yeah, all the characters are great. The animation is just like absolutely top notch. Kyoani at the top of their game, of course. But it's not really a cute girl show. It's more of a drama. Seinen. Vivid Strike. I really quite liked Vivid Strike. I'd even put it like here, maybe. And I might even move Yuyushiki up a bit. There you go. We're doing some crazy things right now. Oops. You know what? We're switching some stuff up. Boom. Boom. But yeah, Vivid Strike has one of the best, or has the best like bully revenge scene in all of anime, which is like super satisfying. All of the characters are very chill and fun to hang out with, but it also has like a narrative through line to keep you watching. Um, of like a fight, like shonen fight stuff, and the fight scenes themselves are pretty good. So yeah, I can't tell what this is because it's too small. No idea. Ichigo Marshmallow, putting it in God tier. In fact, I'm gonna put it here. It's very funny. It's very chill, very funny. Actually, there is some stuff I don't like about Ichigo Marshmallow. Like I've just never really liked the brand of comedy which is like someone's doing something, will other people find out? If you haven't seen it, this blonde girl pretends that she can't speak Japanese at school, even though she can speak Japanese. And all of those scenes where it's like, are they gonna find out that she actually can speak Japanese and she actually can't speak English like she pretends to? I don't like those scenes. I also think the manga is better than the anime. One of the few of these shows where I've actually read most of the manga. But it also has so much going for it that I can't really put it below God tier. Fucking Nyan Pasu the anime, what's it called again? I forget, but this one, I'm putting it in the low end of, I'm putting it in the top end of good. Mainly because I again, similar to Hibiki Euphonium, like I watched the first and second season back to back, and around like halfway through the second, or like 3 episodes into the second season, I realized I wasn't enjoying myself at all, and I think I dropped it. And that kind of tarnished my opinion on the whole thing. I think there are some aspects of the show that are good, but overall, I'm not sure what to think of it, honestly. But I still think I have a generally positive opinion. Kill Me Baby, I would put it in good tier, somewhere around maybe here. It's a wacky screwball comedy. Metal Fighter Miku, I did not expect to see this on this tier list, and I've actually seen it. I think Metal Fighter Miku is actually really good for what it is. Maybe even, I don't know if I can put it in great, but it's on the upper end of good. This is fucking, I have seen this show, I think, but I don't remember what it's called or anything about it. So, there we go. Yamano Susume. I really liked the first season and then did not care for the second season and then never watched more than that. Dirty Pair, I haven't seen. Love Lab. Again, not really a cute girls doing cute things show, but I enjoyed it. I'll put it in the lower end of good. I am not sure what this show is. No idea. Eurocamp, great. Higher end of great. Super comfy. Everything about it is really comfy and amazing. Good show. Solid. Very good. This is my opinion. Great. Comic Girls, also pretty great. Not quite as great as some of these other shows, but great nonetheless. Maybe like it's better or worse than Gunsmith Cats. I'm gonna put it in better. You know why? Because of Abba. And you'll just have to see the show to know what I'm talking about. I'm not sure what this anime is, but it looks interesting. Again, if anyone can tell me what the show is, I would be greatly appreciative. What is this anime? We just don't know. Haibane Renmei. Again, it's not a cute girls doing cute. It's not a cute girls doing cute things show at all, but it is great. I'm gonna put it like here. maybe here. Yeah. It is really good. I believe this is Girlish Number. Honestly, didn't like it. Dropped it. Not sure what that is. Is this Panda Piece? If it's Panda Piece, it's dog shit, but I can't tell. Kamichu, in my opinion, one of the most underrated shows of all time. Fucking amazing anime. Maybe like here, maybe here, maybe even here, maybe even here, maybe even here. That's going too far. Maybe here. The only problem with the show is that the tone is kind of fucked up, and sometimes it just, you're not quite sure what it's going for. But it has the best voice acting performance I've ever heard of a cute girl. Like, the main girl's voice acting is just the cutest fucking thing ever. It has, one of the episodes is a parody of Fight Club with cats, okay? That's all I have to say. This is that one anime that was already on here. This is Komodo Friends. That makes me think one of these was Komodo Friends Season 2. In which case, which one was it that was Komodo Friends Season 2? Where the fuck was it? Why did I not do this already? I remember talking about Komodo Friends just a second ago. Well, it wasn't a second ago, but I remember talking about it. Okay, well, whatever. Komodo Friends, it's on there. Huh. And finally, this is the Monster Girl show, I think. It's, good, but not great. I'm gonna put it, like, here. Yeah. And there we go. The final tier list. Surprising amount of these I haven't seen. But also, I think some of these I probably have seen and just can't recognize. Like, this looks so familiar to me. I feel like I've definitely seen that. This also looks super familiar to me. I feel like I might have seen that. And this I might have seen. I'm not sure. I can't tell what this is, but if it's like Rolling Girls or Flip Flappers, then I've seen some of it. Yeah, I don't know. And like this show, I definitely feel like I've seen. I just don't remember what it's called or what it's about. But yeah, if anyone can help me out here and tell me what some of these animes are that I've put in the haven't seen section, that would be greatly appreciated. So there you go, there's like an hour. My voice is going. That's how long I've been talking about cute girls. No one's gonna watch this. This is like a 2017, 2018 Did You Go After Dark video. No one's gonna watch this. But there you go. Animes. Also, go watch Tamayura. Go watch Tamayura and Kamichu. Two very underrated cute girls anime. Or if you're in a rush, Take You. Also very underrated. There you go. Anime. I was born anime, but I will not die anime. Anime forever.